Hello everyone, my name is Mirna. On behalf of the Mindalia TV team, welcome to Mindalia live streaming, where thousands of people around the world gather daily to see the lectures and interviews organized by Mindalia TV. Today we are being joined by Rene Buendia. Rene is a spokesperson towards the message of a process of the evolutionary process of humanity. He travels to do workshops, and his message is the notion of the only heartbeat that we are. What is it? What are we gonna be talking about with Rene? You are about to see it. We're gonna be talking about how we are not only part of the planet we inhabit, we are the planet we inhabit. But before starting with Rene, we want to remind you that Mindalia's mission is to share information that can help raise the level of consciousness in the planet, and you can help us by subscribing to our channel, leaving us a positive comment down this video, or sharing with someone that you know that can benefit from the content that we are going to be talking here today. Also, when we are live streaming, we have an active chat. It's the screen you're going to be seeing on my side or under the video, in case that you're following us from a smartphone, and through there you can participate, interact with us. Lastly, we want to invite you to like not only this channel but Mindalia Televisión for content in Spanish and Mindalia Televisao for content in Portuguese. We are broadcasting on a daily basis information as interesting as the one that you are already used to see in Mindalia TV English. Not delaying this any further, I have the great pleasure now of introducing Rene. Rene, welcome to Mindalia. How are you?
Hello, everyone. Thank you, Mirna, for the invitation, and I'm very happy to be here.
Well, we are also happy that you're here. As I like to say it, we normally develop content in Spanish. We have a big broadcasting machinery, and we are always talking about topics related to the human potential, to nature, environmentalism, um, many more. But we wanted to embark ourselves in a journey of trying and bring also content to the English speaking community. So it happens that we in our Spanish channel have people that speak English, and they struggle a little bit to get in the loop of our content. So we are developing content in English, doing our best effort to convey a message.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
for
definitely.
that, I want to first of all thank you for accepting the invitation, because when a language is not your primary language, it can be very challenging
Yeah,
to even sound serious when with what you're saying. So
yeah,
thank you,
definitely.
Rene. Thank you for accepting
Thank you.
the.
I will try to do my best. English is a language that since I was 6 years old. Then I practiced a lot when I was living in the United States, in Missouri. I lived there almost for 4 years. I was studying medicine, and then there I practiced a lot of English, and now since I live 3 years ago, I came here to Spain, and every time I travel, because I travel a lot, I try to practice. We're going this coming no, in 2 weekends. We're going to England, so I like to go to England. To every time I go to the United States or Kenya, we were in Kenya 2 months ago, and I always try to practice. I will try to enhance all the message that I'm giving through the English language.
Well, thank you again. And you currently live in Spain, right?
Yeah, yeah. Right now I'm living in Spain, in Valladolid. Like it's 2 hours ago from Madrid, and yeah, all this story, all this path began since I came here in 2016. Because I met my wife, and it's not just my wife, like my partner in crime, in all these things, and we started to do a lot of labors, energetic labors that um, since 2016 started to increase. A lot of people, we were doing a lot of labors, and we have started to travel around. And in Spain, we were working with water, stones. So here is the place that uh, pushed me this path.
It awakened that part of you, right?
Yeah,
Rene,
that's right.
so you are part of a group, a very particular group, and you work towards healing, to say it in a way, or towards reconnecting what we are with the planet. And we love that. We wanted to know more about what is it that you do when you travel, what are you learning. Um, so what would you like to start with? Do you want to start maybe
Yeah,
by what is the notion of we are?
we are. Yeah, in Spanish, the name for we are is somos, and it's very curious because I was saying on the publishing that I did in Facebook here. I was saying that English is the universal language, and it's going to be like this. I don't know till when, but Spanish right now is like the language that is helping a lot for uh, making the opening of all the codes of this new era, this new humanity. And in this case, there are some concepts like head and tail concepts or palindrome that helps that the frequency and the codes travel in the best way, and the geometry um, travels in the best way to get into shape. So words such as somos, we are, yo soy, I am, seres, beings. the- There are these words that are in Spanish. They are like the path for uh, the, the co-creation of new realities, and the transformation of all this evolution path that we're um, traveling and walking, all of us. And we are born in the fact, from the fact that Yo Soy was making the transition. So I always visualize us, all of us, as a whole tree. And first we needed to root, and we're like roots that we needed to get like a recognition into the earth, you know? And we needed like to get into root into the earth, know who I am, and then um, from that part we get into the transition of somos, of we are. It's that union, that reunion of all the roots and the recognitions to uh, a general purpose.
Okay, so based on that concept, you're telling us that. So for those who don't know, a palindrome is a word or a number that it's the same if you start it, from right to left to, or if you do it from left to right. So as you were
Exactly, head
saying,
and tail. Yeah,
somos, which is we are in English, somos would be SOMOS. So you can write it, in the like a mirror effect. Based on that, you think that there is a vibration with the words, and that you can use those words to create or to raise frequency, the vibration of not only you but the people around you. And you travel. What do you do when you travel? What is the purpose of those trips that you were making?
yeah. The travels that I make is because of the lecture that I do uh, from from the reconnection with Gaia that we're doing. So there are some plans that Gaia has, and we just need to listen. And the way of listening is not here; is here. From the heart. So when we feel our body, we're feeling the body of the earth, Gaia. And since 2012, there has been we're like um, passing through processes of 4 years. So we're going to have 16 years or 20 years until 2030, in which we are passing through many processes. For example, from 2012 to 2016, we we were on the awakening of the consciousness. So it was like a pollinization of all that the information of all the energy that was turning into matter, and it was very very. important that time. But then after that recognition of all these facts, we started to move all around the world, to make travelings, to make trips, spiritual trips or personal trips. But somehow it always turned in a trip that changed your life. But it changes many patterns, in social patterns, cultural patterns, also family patterns that it was in a constant transformation. So all these travelings in also called planetary labors, from 2016 to 2020, all the planet network has been prepared. So we I see this and I try to explain in an easy way that we were like awakened beings that started to travel, you know, and to get some information. So it has been very funny. We have been knowing people, meeting people around the world, and now it's time of meeting, of reunion. You know, so now is like the time in which the round table is going to get into the reality, in which all of us were going to look at us, and it's time to meet all the projects, all the path, and know that we are not separated. We are one. So um, that's why we were making travel trips. And the first trip that I made was this last August in Kenya, and it was to anchor the new humanity, the intention of the heart that we have, all of us, to anchor the new humanity. And all the trip every day was a constant um, message. Every day we had a lot of messages, and everything was like in a synchrony, and it was symbolic each thing that we were living during the trip. And following that plan, the air, um, we are making more trips according to that plan. This plan we started to listen and to know about it, and since 2016, when I told you that we were traveling with my wife, and with other person, we start to meet each other, and we saw that as a whole consciousness, we we started to know that each each trip has like a significant um, purpose, and everything was perfect like a machine. Everything was is a perfect step. So anchor of humanity. Then some people I know they are going to Israel and Jordania to put the intention of the unity of the heart. Then in Egypt in February is the opening of the heart. Ireland, Greece is like the activation of the Torah. Then each trip has its own purpose. And it's not only traveling, it's not only going to some places, but also those places gives information and give us the opportunity to meet in that round table that somehow is in other dimensions, and we are making that round table to come into matter, and uh, after all the remasterization that we have been since 2012, it's going to be now the time of putting in practice all these awakening of consciousness. It's not just, oh, we're in awakening of consciousness, that is good, but also for what?
That was exactly my next question. So you go in those trips. So the chain of trips, the whole idea of going in those trips. You already said that, for example, when you went to Kenya, you grounded the intention of what you're doing. But what is the grand purpose, like the final goal of this whole journey? What are you trying to achieve?
Yeah, well, as we all know, the society right now is in a transition, and all this new era, all this. galactic day that we are starting is bringing this whole transformation. And the thing is that the evolution of Gaia is in one stage and humanity is in another stage right now.
Un momento. Thank you for your patience. We were sorting out a little bit of a technical difficulty with our audio, but we are going to continue with Rene, and we were basically talking about the trips that they make, or the chain of trips, the whole journey. What is the purpose for said journey, and what they are trying to achieve? What's the final goal for it? Rene, continue, please.
Yeah, we were in uh, yeah,
Talking about why is it that you go on the trips? What is the purpose for it?
yeah. The big purpose is to get into the stage of evolution that Gaia is right now. So first, the first step is to recognize that we are one, and as a race first, as a human being. That's why I am working a lot right now of the transformation of the concept of family into tribe. Because family is in the etymology of family. It means a group of slaves serving to achieve for the famine, for the hunger. And I know that we don't want to mean that when we mean to family, but as the etymology of family means that we're going into tribe. Tribe means the tribe in Spanish means tribu. So bu is like group, and tree is sort of that Trinity, that Holy Trinity, the Sacred Trinity. So it's a we are transforming us into the aspect that we are the group that represents the Trinity, the divinity in the earth. Frequency, energy, and shape, or well, in the like in the religion, in some religions, is the Father, the Mother, the Holy Son. So that is like the first step to reconnect with Gaia, with the seven, as the seven families, groups that we are with the plants, animals, and etc. The nano dimensions are also very important. The bacteria, the archaea, and and then from that aspect that we know that we are one with the Gaia, and as human beings we know that uh, we reconnect with the fact that we are divine beings in the earth. So Somos, for example, as I was telling you before out of the camera, um, the S of Somos, it means like DNA or the path, you know, the path that we are walking right now. And Omos, Om, is the expression of the universe, the universe, that unique path that we are. So from that one, um, now we need to get into that river that is transforming the society, and all the system and all the world that we know. And like the final goal and purpose first is be happy. It's not just survive, but It's transforming the survival to live, to to live happy, to be happy, to be. Don't be worried about how will I need to eat. I don't want to die. That is antique. Now we are in that stage of uh, enjoying of life. And when we enjoy of life, we are we have the essence of the kids, the children. That is God. That is God in manifestation, in action. And I think that when we are in that way, we play. And when we play, we can co-create. We co-create according to the frequency and all that true essence of our hearts. You know? So if we get as a humanity, mankind, we get into that essence, then we can start to enjoy of all the life and co-create new things, new realities, new paradigms, a new way of economy, new education, new agriculture. You know. There are many right now. There are many projects that they're starting to be very lightful. Like, for example, the education of Scandinavia, the architecture of Singapore, some agriculture in all the wisdom of the agriculture in America, most of the Central and South America. So it's like um, communicate in that round table. Uh, there are no limits. Everything is hot. Everything can be fit. So in that circle, we can share and hug and interconnect all the projects and all the breaches that are going to be beneficial for this new humanity. I visualize as a new humanity when we start to communicate in an effective way from the heart, not in the egocentric way or for benefits of our mind, but from the heart and for the common benefits. From that place, we are going to start to get the union of these projects, the education of Scandinavia, Singapore architecture, as I was telling you. And when we start to get communicate in an effective way, in love, in compassion, then we're going to be ready to get and to jump into that evolution stage that we are reaching right now. 2020 is going to be very important this way because it's the year of the union. It's the duality in the totality. Huh? The two in the zero, two in the zero twice. Even.
So
So
let me say if I picked up what you were saying, which I find very interesting. One of the things that you do with the trips, with the visiting different places and doing these meditation works, is you raising the vibration or helping raise the vibration or helping people engage with the vibration that already is. Um, in the look for communication, so people can collaborate with their own creations, um, with their own improvements of their own society, so that communication makes that we it's like you're trying to make like a symbiotic way of
exactly,
life in which, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and see this is what I have and this is how I'm making my planet a better world, and through that higher vibration we communicate better, we make it flow, and that cooperation is what's gonna give the result of a new era, new earth. Is that more or less what you were trying to tell me?
exactly.
Did I pick
You
that up
cannot
right?
describe it. You cannot describe it better. It's, the, that's the message. Yeah, is
How
from that inner process. I improve myself. Then there is a moment in which what I we say what I do with this improvement. So I start to do things, and and there is where the mask, the personality, falls down, and we are ready to mm, to get the union of all those improvements, those projects, and tools. They are tools that are coming to the center of the round table. I always see this like we are pixels on a very beautiful landscape image. So, but we just need to know that we are that pixel, and we need to do that labor because we are having fun. We enjoy to do that. It's not in a serious way. I am this pixel. I need to do it. No, it's just being. I am a pixel of this landscape. So you then there is that way how we can reach a good function on the one.
Okay, I understand that. And how is the reception of the people in the places that you have been at? Like, you
Oh,
get to a
it's awesome.
place, and how is people reacting to your presence, of the presence of the group that you're traveling with?
No, it's awesome. I love it because here in Europe, as you know, Europe is like the heart of Earth, Gaia. All the important cultural movements have been born, they have been born here, then it has been expanded to all the world, like the Inquisition, the colonization, the Renascence. How do you say Renacimiento?
Renaissance.
Renaissance, Renaissance, exactly. The Romanticism. Europe is like the hardware where it comes here the coast and then it gets expanded through the blood. So that's why we work a lot with the water because the water in the planet is like the blood in us. You know? Also, we are 70% water, and the planet is also 70% water. And when we go to these places, we are looking um, that same feeling because it's a feeling. We are feeling all these things. And most of the trips that I have done with my wife alone has been here all around Europe, uh, and and then we have gone out to Thailand, to Kenya, to Central America, and we are looking that also. Well, we are with a group, so there are many people all around the world that they come to these trips to work on a special purpose. But we are looking that it's even more close this the time that the round table is going to get united.
Okay, and that is
Get
how
together.
that's how you name it, a round table. And you have currently people from different places cooperating with this idea of the round table. Where do you
Exactly.
have where are you receiving cooperation from? What is your how is your network? Is it composed of people from where? Where are they?
Well, many people from Argentina, from Spain, or some people from Belgium, from Mexico, Uruguay, Brazil, um, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Peru. Many people from all the Hispanic community, and they are starting to feel all this. And we're like, somehow we have pieces from the same puzzle. So when we meet, we meet all the pieces and it's even more coherent on all the messages that we are receiving. Well, this roundtable, I remember that I dreamed when I was 13 years old on this huge house. You know how the dreams are that they're abstract, but we were like in an infinite roundtable, and we were all of us, there looking into the planet, and we were like interacting, we were discussing about the plans of the Earth and the, the evolution plans here on this planet. So um, the, there are no egos, there are no masks. There is just us. There is a feeling of one. So now, from the trauma separation that we have had all this time, we are right now on the coming back of the one. So that's why um, we are. I always see that when we get into that one, we're going to be like a black hole. And the black hole in the universe is is a place where there are new realities, constantly. being created. So here the we know the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine right now is getting together again. So the magnetism and the electricity in a perfect balance is going to be a great tool to co-create new realities. And all of us right now, in many patterns, many ways, we are feeling that getting together, you know, that link between the sacred feminine and the sacred masculine. All of us, we have it in our interior, and it's helping a lot that integration to get born this new star that we are right now. As you see, there is the duality is like expressing a lot. It's being manifested uh, a lot. We can see in the news, you know, the wars, the bad things, but that is just a reflection of all the good things that are happening. So it's like a supernova, you know, that is stretching a lot until it gets an implosion, and boom, we create a new star. But all this integration is going to be the the, the tool of that implosion. You know? It's going to be like the conductive thread.
Thank you, Rene. We are almost reaching the end of our conversation today, but I didn't want to leave without asking you if you and your organization, the people that you work with, had to address a particular challenge that humanity and our planet is facing at the moment. If you had to choose immediate action towards one of the challenges that we're seeing today, what would you be addressing? There's no wrong answer for this.
I think education, the new generation that is coming, is the most important uh, thing that we have right now to work on. We can do a lot of action, and that is the thing that we should do. So I was telling you, this awakening of consciousness should manifest in action, and we can do a lot of things with environmental uh, environmental issues, politics, economy, but education is the most important thing. And we can educate not just our children, but every children that we see, they are our children. So every time we can, we should raise that awareness of that we are one with the Gaia. We raise the values of fraternity, that we are brothers and sisters, you know, and try to elevate the values, you know, not just you need to be honest, you need to be obedient, you need to be responsible. No, there's so much more. Raise the values that we are receiving right now through the space that everything fits in the heart. From we are right now traveling from ideology to biology. That means that we are going from thinking to feeling. But is that is the wisdom of feeling, not the feelings that are confusion. Mind. What I mean is that true feeling of the heart, the power of the heart, power of the co-creation. I think
Thank
that there is the place.
Well, thank you so much, Randy. We are truly thankful for the fact that you actually accepted our invitation. You have been with the Mindalia Televisión more than a couple times. We have seen you in conferences and events. We wanted to have a chance to have this conversation in English. Why not, right? And you
Yeah, why
accepted,
not?
and we did
Thank
our
you.
best. I think, yeah, we didn't do it perfectly, but we conveyed the message,
We
and
did it.
that's
We
pretty
did it.
much all we wanted to do.
Yeah.
Thank you again, and to our audience, of course, thank you for being here, for liking and subscribing not only this channel but our Spanish channel, with its our mothership Mindalia Televisión and Mindalia Televisao, where we are also broadcasting on a daily basis. We are sending you a very big hug. Rene, say goodbye.
Goodbye. Thank you so much. It has been an honor, and until next time.
Until next time. Thank you again. We are sending you a very big hug, and until next time, goodbye.